Well. Hey, everybody. This is Marina, and I'm here talking about money. Today, that's what we're going to be talking about is money. Money. But most than anything, money has a sound. And I don't know if anyone knows that, but it does. It really does have a sound. I think we were having some technical difficulties when we first started out here, but I think we're getting the hang of it. So, hey, I just want to be able to give everybody the opportunity to come in and listen to what we're talking about when it comes to money. It's important that we understand what that means. Not just what that means, but also how it actually applies to us. I like application. I don't know about nobody else, but I love application. I love being able to apply things. So, hey, let's get ready to get started. I want to talk about some key values, three keys that I want to talk about this morning about when you're dealing with money. Now, I want to give you a definition of something because I think sometimes we get it kind of twisted with what it means and what it stands for. But hey, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Wealth. I want to talk about what wealth means. Okay, so wealth is a big word to a lot of people, but it's an abundance of valuable possessions or money. A state of being rich, material, and prosperity. Plentiful supply of a particular resource. So I think it's important that we understand it's of a particular resource. I want to make sure we all understand that and what that means. Wealth is very important to have, but it does mean money. Wealth does mean money. That's what it means. That's what it stands for. And a lot of times we get it confused. Now, let's look at abundance. What does abundance mean? I want to look at what is abundance. Let's talk about abundance because abundance is important. So we got wealth. Okay, so we ended up getting that done. So, okay, so now, Marina, we know what wealth is. So what's wealth? Let's look at wealth. So we got wealth. It means an abundance. I'm going to put that up here right quick so you can see we're saying wealth. We talked about wealth. There goes wealth. Now we want to talk about abundance. How about we talk about abundance? What does abundance mean? What does that word mean to you? I mean, what is it? What does it stand for? I mean, why is it so important? Why is this word abundance so important to everybody? Why do we even have to know about it? I mean, what does it mean to us? When you define the word abundance, you're defining the word abundance because one thing is it's important that you understand what it means for you, for your family. I mean, for your generations to come up on top of generations. I'm just saying, could be me. I'd want to know a very large quantity of something. That doesn't mean wealth. We really got this. We got that all messed up, didn't we? Abundance does not mean wealth. Doesn't mean wealth. It means a very large amount of something. Could be a very large amount of cars. Could be a very large amount of land. Could be a very large amount of clothing. A very large amount of, of hair on your head. Abundance means a lot of things. So a very large amount of wildlife. I mean, abundance is to have more than what you need. That's what it is. More than what you need. Okay. So let's talk about riches. What does that mean? What does riches mean? Riches. I want to talk about some riches here. I think we need to know what is riches. What does riches mean? Riches. So let's talk about riches. Let's see. What's riches? Define the word riches. Riches beyond their wildest dreams. Valuable natural resources. That has nothing to do with wealth. Riches and wealth are two different things, and so is abundance. They kind of go hand in hand, though, a little bit, don't they? So if you think about it, okay? So if you think about it for 1 minute, you'll say, oh, wow, you know what? it does kind of go hand in hand just a little bit. Just a tinky. I mean, it does kind of make sense, somewhat. But what does that mean to us? What is that? How does that fit into our world? So, do we want an abundance? Do we want more than enough? Yes, of course we do. We want more than enough. Do we want riches and prosperity? Of course we do. Of course, we want all those things in life. We want riches. What did I say riches was? Riches is what? A valuable natural resource. A valuable riches of the world's water. You might have all the water in your city and everybody else is lacking water. You have the riches of water. You got to really understand what it means. Riches corresponds with self-indulgent heart, while wealthy sees themselves as a steward of God's gifts and manages their possession in ways that honor him. So we have to be good steward over our riches. An abundance of money, valuable possessions, properties. It could be clothing. It could be you own all the water, you own all the silver, all the gold, you own all the land. I mean, you got all the big friends. You got more friends than everybody on the block. I mean, riches has a value, a vast meaning when you're talking about riches. So I wanted to go over those three words because I think those three words are very, very important. Now, there's a few other things that I want to make sure that we talk about, okay? And I want to talk about some values because I think values matter. They matter. And I want to share something with you right quick. One value that I want to talk about more than anything, I think, is, and I just think that it's important. I think a lot of times we do get a lot of things mixed up, just a little bit, just a tinky, somebody say a tinky. But I think it's important that we understand what values are you talking about. Values matter when you're talking about key cores of wealth, abundance, and riches. So we got to have values. We got to have strategic. We got to have things that are in place so that when we're walking down with our businesses, we're launching things in businesses. We've got vision that we want to complete. We've got doors that we want to see open. We really got to understand what that means for us, because that's a lot of words, because it has big, vast meanings. So we got to understand, what does that mean for us? How does that fit in our structure of life? And the first thing I want to talk about is values. I was going to talk about something else today, but I felt like, what, we really need to think about values and what they hold in life. What does that mean to us? Why is it got to be so important? Oh, man, that's like very important. It means a lot. It has a lot of strength in it as far as that's concerned. And more than anything, that word values is also will let us know, what do you value the most? What is it that you value the most? Because whatever it is, whatever holds dear to your heart is definitely what you're going to chase after. I'm just going to be real today. Whatever you hold dear to your heart is definitely what you're going to chase after. Am I right? Definitely. So let's talk about this. And I'm not going to take much of your time today. I like to do 15 minutes of wealth drop nuggets, that we just drop some nuggets in your life. And you know exactly what that means, and so we want to make sure we talk about some values. And I want to break these values down because I think it's important. And then I want to show them to you. I think that's important as well. So I want to share them with you. If somebody say, Prophetess Marina, can you please share them with us, Marina? Please share them with us. We need to know. Yeah, we do. It's very important that we know. You know why it's important that we know? Because if we don't know, then of course you don't know what I'm talking about. You have no idea what I'm saying today. And that's how important it is that you know, that you understand. Now, today we are on Clubhouse as well. I want to make sure I note that we got a few Clubhouse friends on with us as well. And I've launched this podcast as well on Anointed Radio. So we're going to be launching some things there as well. We're going to do some profit sharing. I'm going to give you some information. You'll see that website. Subscribe to that so you won't miss out with what is coming, because you don't want to miss out. Now, today I want you to reposition. And I'm going to pee. I'm repositioning you today. Why am I repositioning you? Because I want you to start clicking the gears, clicking and shifting the gears. You got to click and shift the gears. Well, why we got to do that? Because it's so important that you do it. It is launch time. It's time for you to launch your what? Your business, your opportunities, any and everything you've ever thought about. You need to launch it. You need to launch it. You need to go forth and allow it to be removed. Whatever is in your way, remove it. Whatever you know that you got to do, then push it through and launch it. So what you got to do, I got to reposition, right? I've got to shift my gears. That means I got to get in the right gear. And then I've got to turn around and I've got to launch this thing. I can't be afraid. I cannot be afraid. I cannot tell yourself, I cannot be afraid. I cannot be afraid. I cannot tell yourself that. I just can't. I can't afford to be afraid. I don't even know what that word means. Why would I be afraid? I'm just saying. You cannot be afraid. You just can't. I want to show you these values that I'm talking about today. And I'm going to go through them one by one here. You want to be a part of what's going on. I mean, it does matter that you understand. And in all you're getting, get an understanding. Hey, money is the answer to all things. Even Jesus said that. It is. Why is it the answer? Because you need it to influence. It's for influential. It wasn't for you to just get fat and healthy. Not that I'm saying that there's no benefit in it, but it's for influential. It's to influence the kingdom. Influence it. Influence others to come to the kingdom and to have a kingdom mindset in business. Am I right about that, Pastor Priscilla? Isn't that what it's about? That's what money is. It's used to be an influence to the kingdom, to those who are not in the kingdom, or even to those who are in the kingdom, so you can show them what they need to do. But you have to have some core values. You have to make sure your values. Why are you in this? Why did you get in business? So today I want you to think that through. I'm going to show you this one more time here, because I want you to see this right quick. Why did you get in this? Why are you in business? Why is business so important to you? What are your values in this? My reputation, my faith, my venture, my community, my service. Make a list of your values. Write them down. Write down the what? Write down the vision. It'll do what? It'll surely come to pass. It will not be delayed. Write down the vision. Write down the mission. Write it down. Write it all down. Vision and mission are not the same. I won't get into that today. We'll talk about that again next week. But listen, I am Marina. I want you to just kind of look at some things. I want you to write down a few things. But having your vision and your values are very, very, very important to your business. And I don't want you to forget about that. How about I give you a ring of how this works? You got your mission, you got your vision, and then you got your values. You care about your ring of values. This is your ring. With the ring, you put it on your finger and you look at it every day, right? And when you put it on your finger every day, you can't forget it. Why can't you forget it? Because it matters. It has something to do with where you're headed, where you're going. Why does that mean so much? It means a lot because it's you. It's what's on the inside of you, your creativity, your livelihood, who you are as a person. That matters. It means something. Trust me, it does. And you want it to be a part of what you are and who you are. And you want it to resound who you are. I'm telling you, you want it to scream, this is Marina. This is who she is. This is who she will always be. You don't want to divert from that. You don't never want to try to change from that. You want to expand in it. You want to expand, especially when it comes to business. Always expanding, always moving. Why? Because you got to reposition. What else do you got to do? You got to shift gears. What else do you got to do? You got to launch. This is a part of business. This is what it means. This is why it's so important. And when we don't have any visions and we don't have that ring that we can look at every day, you know, that beautiful little ring, you know, like when you get married, you want that first beautiful ring. You look at it every day and it's just gorgeous. I mean, I got one on. I mean, and it's just wonderful. And you just love it. And you can't keep your eyes off of it. That's the way you got to look at your business. That's the way you got to look at your core values. That's why it's so important. You got to have them because they mean something to not just you, but to your community, to your legacy. They mean something. And as you're writing down your vision, you're writing down your core values, you're writing these things and putting them in place. Guess what else you're doing? You're also, I mean, this is all a part of you building your business. You can't just jump into something and don't know where you're going. You got to know where you're headed. You got to know where you're going. You got to know where I'm supposed to be in the next year. Where am I supposed to be in the next 5 years? Just where am I supposed to be? And by you knowing that, it's going to help others to know it. I want to show you this diagram of what this looks like. I want you to draw 3 rings. And in 3 rings, I want you to connect them right in the middle. I'm going to show you a picture of this as well. I want you to connect them right in the middle. And right in the middle, you see where it says mission, vision, and values. So you got your mission. You see that rocket taking off? You see your vision. This is what you see. You see your values. That's your heart. See that? Mission is the rocket taking off. Vision is the repositioning. Y'all see that? What we just talked about today? Values is the shifting in the gear. Where's your gear at? In your heart. Your mission is you're launching it. I want you to look at that for 1 second. And I want you to see yourself in that and have all 3 rings connect in the middle. That means they can never, ever come apart. They're always going to connect. Always going to bind up, right? That's what I'm talking about. They're always going to bind up, never going to disconnect. So listen, I want you to join us again. I'm not going to keep you this morning. I would love to. But, I know you got things to do. Of course, I got things to do. It's always about that money. At the bottom dollar, we always talking about the bottom dollar, but the real bottom dollar is your vision, your mission, and your values. That's how you get the bottom dollar. There's really no other way. My name is Marina. Want to thank y'all guys for tuning in. Thank you, Clubhouse. Everybody in here. It has been a blessing being with you. I'm excited. Come and join us. Sign up. Get your subscription so that we can go forth. We're going to be talking about different things like what does a man gain and then lose his own soul. You want to sign up for that subscription so you can get that teaching, that literacy on money and wealth and the transfer of wealth. This is financial language where money does have a sound. Have a good day. And don't forget, write down your values. That's where the money's at.